My only problem is my own soul, and it is predestined whether it is saved or not. And it's predestined whether your soul is saved or not. So that's not even my problem. Like,
yeah. And even,
that's a you problem.
Evangelical it is our job to tell everybody about the prayer of salvation as an encompassing concept. It is our job to make sure everybody knows.
Yeah.
When it comes to the Anabaptists, one of the practices that they were most concerned with was baptism. In the Catholic Church, as well as in the Lutheran, Anglican, and Reformed churches, Christians are usually baptized as infants. The Anabaptists thought this was unbiblical because infants are not able to understand what is happening or to make a conscious commitment to follow Jesus. Instead, they felt that people should only be baptized once they were old enough to understand and believe and make the decision for themselves. The initial Anabaptists therefore baptized themselves again, which is why they ended up being called Anabaptists, meaning re-baptizers. However, the original Anabaptists simply called themselves brethren.
I remember this confusing me so much in school. I remember, like, they said Anabaptist, but you still baptize people. So you're really not against baptism. You're just against baptizing the babies.
Yeah.
But you're still going to call yourself Anabaptists, but you're Baptist.
But it's like, so I have a question. Why is it Anabaptist and not anti? Or is it the same? Is Anna and anti?
I guess that's a good point.
Because I thought he was saying anti, but it's very clearly A-N-A Baptist.
Yeah. I have no idea. I just remember getting that mixed up.
So far, everybody, Catholics, Lutherans, Anglicans, and Reformation peoples are all baptized as an infant?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Like, even still?
Yes.
The main founder of Quakerism was a man named George Fox. When he was brought before the courts on charges of blasphemy, he told those gathered that they should tremble or quake at God's word, probably a reference to Isaiah 66 verse 2, which says, "But this is the one to whom I will look, to the humble and contrite in spirit, who trembles at my word." This is why the followers of George Fox became known as Quakers, even though their official name is the Religious Society of Friends. One of the distinct aspects of Quakerism is their emphasis on the inner light, or the ability of every person to experience God from within. This is why traditional Quaker meetings are usually unplanned and involve a lot of silence, so that each person can listen carefully to God's voice within themselves.
That's meditation.
Group meditation. Fun fact. The one and only person that I witnessed to, you've heard the story before, the one and only person that I witnessed to as a Christian, like, what I mean by that is led them through the prayer of salvation to receive salvation of Jesus Christ and go to heaven. Only person I did that with was a Quaker.
They were probably like, "Oh, she's so sweet. I'm just gonna go along with it."
It was a little girl my age. We met at the beach and we were swimming in the ocean, just the two of us. And we were like, how old was I? 12, 13, 11, 12, 13, somewhere around
about
there.
Right.
And we got talking and I was like, okay, I've been preparing for this my whole life. And I don't remember how we got on to the conversation, but she did the prayer of salvation with me there in the water at the ocean. And then I went up and asked my parents if I could go to her parents' hotel room. And they're like, I don't know. We don't know. We just met them. I was like, but they're Quakers, so they still believe in Jesus. It's gonna be fine.
Well, like, that's the really dangerous part about this kind of stuff, is that your child gets lined up that way. Yeah, they're complete strangers we just met, but they believe in Jesus, so they must be fine.
Yeah.
Like,
even though I knew it was the wrong kind of Christianity.
The wrong kind of
Christianity. I knew that Quakerism was not
which is bizarre because, well, I mean, they do meditate, and that's a problem. We can't be having any of
They're
that.
not part of the one true church.
Which is the Assemblies of God,
Apparently.
in your case.
Yeah. Not at that point.
Not at that point?
Closely. We started at the Assemblies. No, yeah, you're right. It was at that point. Wait.
Because I was going to
That's when
say,
we
because we
started.
never had problems with Quakers.
We didn't have problems with them.
Like, I mean, like, in the sense that we didn't think Quakers were going to hell or were the wrong kind of Christian. They were just very weird.
Yeah.
Like, they were just, those are those odd people doing their odd thing over there in the corner. They'll be fine. God still loves them. They still believe in Jesus.
I think it was
Like, it's so condescending. So condescending.
I feel like it was almost.
I feel terrible, but like repeating some of this stuff. But
That's what we thought.
that is how I was raised. Like, it's fine. Jesus still loves them anyway.
And
like,
I think that's kind of how it was phrased is they know about Jesus, but we're not quite sure that they've prayed the prayer of salvation.
Yeah, because you had that weird evangelical thing where, like, you have to pray the right prayer.
You have to pray the prayer of salvation to actually accept Jesus into your heart, to actually go to heaven. And so some of these other groups, while they believe in Jesus, they may not have asked him into their heart.
And see, like, that's a personal thing for us. Like, you could be going to the right church and saying the right thing, and you can even say the prayer of salvation, but what matters is what happens in your heart in the dark, alone in your room at night.
That was definitely a part of my upbringing.
So if you did that without the prayer or the church, then you were still saved.
Yes, that was definitely still. It was the framing of their religion might not offer them the knowledge to even know that they have to pray the prayer of salvation, even if it's in their dark closet at home or in their bathtub when they're 3.
And that for us is where the Calvinism really kicked, because that's not even our problem.
There's that argument.
That's
definitely the evangelicals'
problem. It is. My only problem is my own soul, and it is predestined whether it is saved or not. And it's predestined whether your soul is saved or not. So that's not even my problem. Like,
yeah. And
that's a you problem.
Evangelical it is our job to tell everybody about the prayer of salvation as an encompassing concept. It is our job to make sure everybody knows.
Yeah, that's where I don't think I ever witnessed to anyone.
I only did it that one time, and it was
because so much of the focus was on, are you doing what's right with your soul first? You fix that shit. That's your problem. That's your business, and you stay in your business.
that element was brought into anything after salvation.
Yeah.
Then you need to get your own shit together before you can even try to help someone else.
Right.
But that was after salvation. Salvation mattered more than anything.
Yeah.
Even other people that you don't.
And that's where the Venn diagram between evangelicalism and fundamentalism splits.
Yeah, that's a part that doesn't
literally like one of like maybe 3 things.
Well, especially because I consider myself being an evangelical fundamentalist.
Yeah,
I mean that's where they cross.
Like that's a little tiny sliver.
I'm there,
yeah,
because I was raised with all fundamentalism and all evangelicalism.
Oh, that's a tough one.
Yeah,
that's a tough one.
Apparently, that's a small group of people too.
Apparently, it's not.
On the left, I have the 10 largest Christian communions worldwide. Basically, each church icon represents 10 million members. So, as you probably know, the Catholic Church is by far the largest Christian group in the world, with around 1.35 billion members. Second is the Eastern Orthodox Church, with 200 million. With one exception, the rest of the list is all Protestant. So, coming in at number 3 is the Anglican Communion, followed by the Reformed churches, the Methodists, and the Lutheran World Federation. All of these groups have around 80 million members. We then have the Assemblies of God, which is a Pentecostal denomination that I've not yet talked about. We probably won't get to them until episode 7. Then we have the Oriental Orthodox churches. Remember, these are different from the Eastern Orthodox churches. We talked about them in episode 1, and they include the Coptic Church and the Ethiopian Church. Finally, we have the Baptist World Alliance with around 48 million members, and the Seventh-day Adventists with 22 million.
Wait,
Well, it's smaller than I realized.
it's
I
larger
would
than...
have thought we were at the top with the Catholics.
Oh, so...
That's what I felt.
Well, because around here,
That's
it
what
is.
Mhm.
That's what gives that illusion of this is a regional problem. This is
Mhm.
just in my area. This is just a problem here.
I thought everybody in my circle, like everyone at dance, I just assumed we're all
Assemblies of God.
or on the same. At the time, I wouldn't have said that because I didn't think of assemblies
right.
as its own thing.
But like that same
evangelical
doctrine,
fundamental,
yeah. Which, I mean, especially in dance with the group we were with being evangelical and being focused that way, it was awkward for me not being raised that way and having that if they're going to be saved, it's already predestined and they're going to be saved no matter what. To hear some of the evangelical stuff that would come out and be like, we've got to do, and I'm like, why? That's not my business.
So here's the kicker. Here's the fundamentals / evangelicalism that I had. We also 1,000% believed in predestination.
Yeah.
Which that is one reason that I struggled witnessing to other people, because I was like, how are we predestined but also have to go save people?
Yeah.
How does this
That does not make any sense.
So then you start making the mental gymnastics of, well, it almost becomes like time travel.
Yeah.
The time travel movies.
Like you start to fix in your own paradoxes.
Yeah. Like this person is predestined to learn about Jesus and accept them into their heart.
Through me.
Exactly. But in order for them to do that, what they are predestined to do, I am then predestined to witness to them. So if I don't witness to them, even though I'm predestined to, so I'm not sure how I could not do what I'm predestined to, they may not do their predestined salvation. And that then sounds like free will, and then I'm very confused.
I'm the corkboard in my brain is going crazy right now.
You then it's circular.
It is. It's very circular. It is very circular.
It makes no sense. How can you be full predestination and full evangelicalism? I don't understand, but that's what I was.
Yeah.
That is what I was.
That's very confused. I mean, I remember being confused, and I remember just being like, okay, well, that's what they do. So that's what we're just gonna go along with it. It's fine. That's just how they do things, because that's how I was raised. But I remember like some of the talks that the leadership would give, and I would just be like, why is this my problem? What happens to them with their souls is their problem.
Right? That's what one would think. But it is now our mission and our burden to share.
They have a Bible. That's all I need to give them.
And that is what really made me scared of having my quote mission field be anything outside of the church.
Because it doesn't make any sense.
It doesn't. So I needed to at least be able to converse with people that we both had the basic understanding and didn't have to hash out those details, because I couldn't hash them out.
Because it don't make any sense.
It don't make sense.
Yeah, no, I feel that. I feel that deeply in my soul.
Mm-hmm.